Hey everyone, we're gonna get started in like just a minute, so please stay on. Alright, hi everyone, we're about to get started. So, if you don't know me, my name is Tyler Ritchie. I'm a digital forensics major, and I'm an e-board. Today we're gonna be doing a workshop on Nmap. Well, before we get started, I'm gonna give you guys a minute to follow us on all the social medias. Give a follow. I'll give you like 10-20 seconds for that. Alright. So, before we get started, there is a gray line between what you have permission and what you don't have permission to do. Don't go doing any of these Nmap scans against things don't have permission to. It doesn't look good legally. Just make sure you have permission. Don't get in trouble. All right. So before we get started, I want to build the boxes now, so later we don't have to. So I'm going to assume that everybody already has VirtualBox. If you don't, just head on over to the VirtualBox website and download it. But in the assumption that everyone does, we're going to be downloading a Linux Kali image. I'm going to throw this link in the chat. Boom. All right, give you guys a second. I am going to be doing the 64-bit. Make sure you have VirtualBox right here. I'm going to be doing the 64-bit. And that's going to take a minute. We'll come back to that in around like 8 minutes. Just make sure that's downloading. We'll get back to it. And that's my Egyptian archaeology homework. That's fun. All right. So while that downloads, we're going to give you guys a second to get that up and downloading. If anyone needs me to come back to this or explain again, just make sure you guys ask in the chat, and be sure to follow us on Twitch so you know all the notifications and fun stuff of when we're going to do it. And make sure you're also on our Discord. All right. So first off, what is Nmap? Nmap is short for Network Mapper. It's used for network discovery and network assessment. Some people call it a port scanner, but it can do way more than that. Nmap can also work on Mac and Windows, but today, in our example, we're going to be using it on Kali Linux. Alright, so before we get started, I want to talk about the history of Nmap. It was originally released to be Linux only as a port scanner in '97. It was created by this guy, and originally it was written in C++, but it was changed to Python later because it was more compatible with Windows. Unlike older tools, Nmap has been under constant development since release. It is never stopped upgrading. There will always be new updates. Well, in simple terms, what can it do? It tells you what ports are open on a given server or website. It can tell you what services are running on these ports, what version they're running, the operating system, the MAC address, what type of packet filtering the firewalls are using. It is a powerful scripting usability. You can automate all this. Okay, you might have heard of Nmap. Nmap is basically the same thing, give or take, in simple terms, except Nmap is GUI based, so it looks all pretty, while Nmap is in the command line. Oh yeah, make sure you guys are looking at the attendance form that John Matza just posted as Wolfpack20. Make sure you guys all fill that out. That's important, so we know who's here and we get good attendance, and you guys count as official members. All right, so Nmap works differently if you're a privileged or an unprivileged user. If you're a root user or a privileged user, you can do something called stealth scanning. If you are unprivileged, you have to do a TCP connect stand. That's the full SYN ACK. You guys may have known that from your networking classes, but that's basically like the handshake of how networking works. An underprivileged user is required to complete all 3 steps. The benefit of doing it is less likely to show up on the logs of the person and scanning speed for the SYN. And if you complete all 3, you're going to show up on the logs. It's no bueno. All right, we're gonna get started on the basic commands. I'll post these slides in the Discord and in the Twitch once we get to the hands-on section. But basically, here's a simple overview of the thing. So Nmap, I did Nmap, and this is the website for Nmap. They allow you to scan them, so you can look. I did Nmap, and then the target. You can see it's doing that, and it shows you what ports are open, what's being filtered, all the services, and how many ports are closed. Tells you how long, all that fun stuff. Again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. All right, next we're going to do multiple targets and target specifications. As you can see here, I did Nmap, the IP, and then a range right here. You can see. So you could also do website names and stuff. All are going good. All right, there's tons of different command variations. For -O, you can figure out the OS detection. If you're a privileged user, you could do this for the stealth scan I talked about earlier. If you do .vv, it shows the scanning process is live, like it gives you a live thing. You can also send commands from a spoofed IP if you want to be hidden. Again, make sure you are scanning things you're allowed to scan. There's a gray line on whether things are illegal or not. Scan the targets listed in a file, and you can put that output in a file. We'll be doing that in the hands-on section. Okay, so before we get going with the hands-on section, does anyone have any questions? We're going to go over to the web page in a second, and we're going to make the Linux boxes first before we head on over. But make sure you guys have this link open, have this open, and we're going to get started in a second. So, I'm going to check on that download. Nice, it didn't finish left. Yeah, all right. We're going to head on over to right here until it is done downloading. Anyone have any more questions or want any clarification on anything with Nmap? We're going to be going over it in the hands-on section on the Discord in a minute or two. Yeah, if you want the Discord link, be sure that you're on our email list by doing the attendance form. We're only going to be sending the Discord link to people with UAlbany email addresses to cut down on trolls and people who aren't supposed to be getting in here. Because again, this is going to be posted on YouTube, and we don't really want anyone being able to join. We had a not so fun time last semester with that. And that should be done in a minute. Alright, that should be finishing up any minute now. My internet is no bueno. But let's head on over to here. Copy. Get over to the lab. And we're going to make sure you guys can do that cheat sheet if you want to. That is a good thing to do. Alright, any minute now. Didn't think it was going to take this low, but we're streaming, so. Alright, boom. So, I'm going to open up your VirtualBox, do a new machine. I'm going to call it CDO Cali. Machine folder, that's my default. Going to do Linux version. For Kali, you're going to do other64. Next. I like to give it a bit more since I got a bunch of RAM on my computer, but they're recommended are posted on the website for the recommended amount. Next. Create a virtual hard disk and use existing. What is that file type again? That's an OVA. Alright, I'm going to create a virtual hard disk now. Next. 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 Create. Alright, that's CDO Kali. I'm going to settings. Gonna go into storage. Gonna go into here. I'm go into here. Gonna choose the optical disk drive. I think mine was in downloads. Where were you saved to? I'm just gonna throw you on the desktop. Desktop. Okay, I might have done that wrong. I might be being a little dumb right now, but let's try it one more time. Gonna go here, gonna go Linux, other Linux, next. Gonna give it more memory. No, that's not it. Where do I do this again? I haven't done a virtual hard disk in a while. Anyone in the chat would like to let me know what I'm doing dumb, that'd be nice right now. I'm having a brain fart. Or if any of the other e-board wants to join real quick, I am cracking under the pressure. Imported as appliance, yeah. Oh, duh. No, that's export. File. Yep, that was my bad. Alright, so disregard everything I said. As someone thankfully told me in the chat, because I'm not being too smart right now, you're going to click File, Import Appliance, and bring it over. Mine's on the desktop. Next. Yeah, that's all good. I agree. And it should import. Alright, while that's going, everyone be sure to add us all on social media. We are going to head on over to the Discord now to do the hands-on portion of this exercise. Thank you, everyone, for coming. See you over in the Discord.